Okay, let's unpack this. What a night it was on the diamond.
Seriously.
We've got a stack of fantastic sources here detailing, well, a whirlwind of action across Major League Baseball yesterday.
A real mix.
Yeah, a captivating mix of upsets, dominant performances, and some real nail-biting finishes. Gives us a lot to chew on.
Definitely.
Our mission for this deep dive isn't just, recapping the scores. We want to extract the true nuggets of knowledge.
The why behind the score.
Exactly. Those surprising facts, tactical insights, the deeper narratives that shaped these games. Think of it as your shortcut to truly understanding what unfolded.
From unexpected offensive explosions, maybe driven by new strategies.
Right, or those masterful pitching displays that come from meticulous game planning.
Indeed. Yesterday's MLB schedule was quite the smorgasbord. It offered this really diverse set of outcomes that left fans buzzing. And our sources really help peel back the layers on why things happen the way they did. What's fascinating here is how these individual contests, they collectively paint a much richer picture of baseball's dynamic nature than just, looking at the box scores.
For sure.
We'll be examining crucial moments and standout players, yeah, but also the broader tactical implications for the league and the specific choices that, frankly, dictated victory or defeat.
So whether you're prepping for a morning meeting, catching up on the league, or just, insanely curious about America's pastime.
Which you should be.
Right. You're going to get some serious aha moments from this deep dive. Okay, here's where it gets really interesting.
Right.
First up, let's talk about the thrill of unpredictability. Because in baseball, you truly never know what's going to happen, right?
Never.
And yesterday, we saw a prime example, a seemingly insurmountable matchup. The Pittsburgh Pirates, often considered underdogs.
Yeah, usually.
They showed incredible resilience against the mighty Los Angeles Dodgers.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, the Pirates' triumph over the Dodgers, it really highlights the fragility of even elite bullpen matchups. It's not just random unpredictability,
Yeah.
It's about exploiting specific momentary lapses. The Dodgers' high-leverage relievers, guys who are usually locked down,
Right.
they showed a, statistically rare dip in command yesterday. What our sources reveal is that Pittsburgh specifically capitalized on a middle reliever's struggling slider command.
Ah, okay, so they saw something specific.
Exactly. It led to 2 crucial walks, and then, bam, a 2 RBI double off a hanging curveball in the 5th inning.
So it wasn't just vague, timely hitting like we always hear. It was a very specific tactical execution.
Precisely. And beyond the hits, their aggressive base running played a significant role, too. We saw several key first-to-third advances on singles. That forces rushed throws from the Dodgers outfielders.
Puts the pressure on.
Right, and it led to an eventual error that extended an inning. This put pressure on the Dodgers' defense, created those crucial scoring opportunities.
Opportunities they couldn't recover from, even with that potent offense they have.
Exactly.
So what does this all mean when a perceived powerhouse like the Dodgers can be taken down?
Yeah.
Not just by an underdog, but by a team that specifically targets and exploits a, temporary breakdown in elite execution.
It keeps you on your toes, doesn't it? Shows the importance of execution on every single pitch.
Definitely does.
Oh.
Okay, transitioning from those surprising underdog victories, let's explore the flip side.
Okay.
Moments where teams simply overwhelm their opponents with just an unstoppable offensive display. Yesterday, we saw some truly explosive performances. Bats were simply unstoppable.
Yeah, and this raises an important question. What defines a truly dominant offensive showing in the modern era? The sources show us, like you said, it's not just about raw power.
Right.
It's about consistently stringing together hits, moving runners, taking advantage of every opportunity to overwhelm opposing pitching staffs. But digging deeper, the common thread in these offensive explosions yesterday wasn't just power. It was a clear shift towards, let's call it, controlled aggression at the plate.
Controlled aggression. Interesting. How so?
Well, batters were driving up pitch counts, forcing starters out early, and then really exploiting the bullpen's, lower velocity secondary pitches.
That's a fascinating distinction. Let's look at the New York Mets' 12-5 victory over the Detroit Tigers. The Mets just exploded offensively.
Okay.
Their bats were simply too much for the Tigers' pitching, which seemed to struggle finding its rhythm.
Absolutely. The Mets' offensive clinic, I mean, they punished fastballs early in counts, led to 5 extra base hits in just the first 3 innings.
Wow.
Our analysis shows they capitalized on the Tiger starter repeatedly leaving fastballs over the heart of the plate. Just mistake after mistake.
Can't do that.
Nope. And critically, they then showed exceptional two-strike hitting, extending at-bats, wearing down the bullpen, forcing the Tigers into high-leverage situations way earlier than planned.
And that wasn't the only offensive showcase. The Toronto Blue Jays' 12-9 win against the Cincinnati Reds. Another high-scoring affair.
Crazy game.
What really drove the Blue Jays' success there?
Here, it was really a showcase of formidable lineup depth. Their power hitters just came alive.
Top to bottom.
Pretty much. But what stood out from the sources was the Blue Jays' ability to hit for power with runners in scoring position. That indicates a strategic shift, right? To maximize those crucial moments.
Situational hitting.
Exactly. They recorded 4 multi-run hits, including 2 3-run home runs. It demonstrates a specific focus on driving in runs when the opportunity presented itself, not just hitting solo shots.
Right.
It definitely exposed vulnerabilities in both teams' pitching, though. It suggests that while their offenses are potent, there are clear areas for improvement on the mound, particularly in managing those high-leverage situations.
Makes sense. The Boston Red Sox also put on an offensive clinic, beating the Cleveland Guardians 11-7. They piled on runs early, established an insurmountable lead.
Yeah, and what's fascinating there is that the Red Sox lineup truly clicked, but with contributions coming from, well, unexpected places, specifically the bottom of their order.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which is often a weak spot for them, right? Our sources highlight that their 7th, 8th, and 9th hitters went a combined 6 for 11 with 5 RBIs.
That's huge production from the bottom.
Huge. It suggests maybe deeper lineup adjustments or perhaps a specific pregame strategy to exploit the Guardians' pitching tendencies, particularly against that lower half of the lineup. They were consistently getting on base, driving in runs, establishing a lead the Guardians just couldn't chip away at.
Wow. And not to be outdone, the Chicago White Sox dominated the Minnesota Twins 12-3. What was their formula for that decisive win?
The White Sox domination was kind of a masterclass in aggressive plate approach right from the start.
Came out swinging.
Literally. They scored early and often, put up 6 runs in the first 2 innings. Our analysis shows they were swinging at first pitch strikes way more often than their season average.
So a clear plan.
Yeah, a clear strategy to jump on the Twins starter before he could settle in. It put the game out of reach really quickly, showed their intent to just overpower opponents with a high exit velocity contact right from the outset, really aiming for those hard hit balls.
Impressive stuff. But, it wasn't all about dinkers and big scores yesterday.
Not at all.
Some games were pure chess matches, a masterclass in pitching and defense.
Right. And what's fascinating here is how these games remind us of the kind of beauty of fundamental baseball.
Yeah.
Precise pitching, stellar defense, timely hitting when you absolutely need it. They underscore that strategic chess match that unfolds between the pitcher and hitter.
And the critical role every defensive player plays in securing a tight victory.
Absolutely. These tight games, they often hinge on nuanced defensive shifts, pitch sequencing, reveals deeper strategic planning.
We saw that perfectly in the St. Louis Cardinals' 2-1 victory over the Oakland Athletics. That was a true pitcher's duel. Runs were incredibly hard to come by.
Oh, yeah. Every hit felt huge in that one. And in the Cardinals-A's game, the Cardinals catcher, he consistently called for outside fastballs against Oakland's right-handed power hitters.
Trying to force them the other way.
Exactly. Forcing weak contact to the opposite field, neutralizing their pull power. That's a testament to deep pregame scouting and just a perfectly executed defensive game plan.
And the runs.
The 2 runs they scored came not from power, but from small ball. A sacrifice fly in the 3rd, a ground-out RBI in the 7th. Just manufacturing runs against tough pitching.
Classic Cardinals baseball sometimes. Then you had the Arizona Diamondbacks 2-lose shutout of the Texas Rangers in the second game of their doubleheader. That sounds like a true pitching jump.
It absolutely was. The Diamondbacks shutout wasn't just elite pitching. Our sources point to a masterclass in pitch framing by their catcher.
Stealing strikes.
Consistently stealing strikes on the corners, yeah. And a seamless execution of their cutter-heavy repertoire that induced weak ground balls against that aggressive Rangers lineup.
Kept the ball on the ground.
Minimized extra base hits, allowed their infield defense to shine, turning double plays at crucial moments, just completely shut down the Rangers' offense.
Impressive. The Los Angeles Angels also secured a comfortable 5-1 win against the Kansas City Royals, largely thanks to strong pitching keeping the Royals' bats in check. What was key for them?
For the Angels, our sources indicate just a dominant outing where their starter commanded his fastball and his off-speed pitches, generated weak contact throughout the game.
Controlled the game.
Totally. Their ability to limit the Royals' scoring chances was fundamental. They focused on inducing early count groundouts and pop-ups, which conserved their bullpen arms, allowed them to dictate the pace from the first pitch, a really well-executed strategy against a contact-heavy Royals lineup like Casey's.
Makes sense. And another great example, the Chicago Cubs' 4-3 victory over the Atlanta Braves. A classic nail-biter.
Oh, definitely. And what stands out there is the strategic depth of baseball really in action. Both teams, strong pitching, great defensive plays.
Tight all the way.
Right. But the Cubs managed just enough offense in crucial moments, like a 2-out single in the 8th inning drove in the go-ahead run.
Clutch.
Exactly. This wasn't about overpowering the Braves. It was about precision and execution in those high-leverage situations. Every pitch, every decision felt critical, from a perfectly placed bunt to maybe a daring stolen base that set up the winning run.
Love those kinds of games. Okay, here's where it gets really interesting for me.
All right.
Beyond the individual plays and the strategic battles, yesterday also unfolded some incredible narratives of grit and mental toughness.
Yeah.
Teams refusing to quit, staging comebacks, showing true resilience.
And this raises an important question, right, about mental fortitude and tactical adaptability. These moments, whether it's a late-game rally or a team bouncing back in a doubleheader.
Like we saw yesterday.
Exactly. They highlight the ability to shake off mistakes, perform under immense pressure. These are often the building blocks for long-term success and team cohesion. They really reveal the character of a club.
You definitely saw that with the Tampa Bay Rays and their 6-5 win against the Seattle Mariners. Tightly contested battle went right down to the wire.
Absolutely. And the Rays found a way, came out on top with a late-game rally, bottom of the ninth, turned a 2-run deficit into a walk-off victory.
Incredible.
And our sources highlight a key strategic decision by their manager. He pinch hit for a struggling hitter.
Gutsy call late.
Paid off. Key single. Followed by an aggressive stolen base that put the tying run in scoring position. This wasn't luck, it was deliberate, high-pressure execution and smart in-game management.
Wow. The Detroit Tigers also demonstrated impressive resilience. Second game of their doubleheader against the Mets, bouncing back with a strong 6-2 win after that tough loss earlier.
Yeah, and this is a classic example of a team making rapid strategic adjustment.
Between games.
Between games. After struggling with their starter's command in Game 1, the Tigers pivoted. In Game 2, their pitching staff focused on a higher percentage of off-speed pitches early in counts.
Changing the approach.
Induced weak contact, got ground balls against the Mets' power hitters. This adjustment allowed them to conserve their bullpen, pitch more effectively, just demonstrated their ability to respond positively to adversity within hours.
That's impressive. And the Arizona Diamondbacks also showed their mental toughness in a hard-fought 5-3 victory against the Texas Rangers in their first game.
Yeah, what's fascinating there is that it was a real back-and-forth contest. But the Diamondbacks managed to pull ahead in the later innings with crucial hits.
Like what?
Specifically, a 2-run home run in the 7th inning against a fresh reliever brought into a tough spot. Their resilience, their ability to execute in high-leverage situations, that was key to the win, especially in an intense divisional matchup. Proved they could outlast their opponent through sheer persistence and opportunistic hitting.
So, looking at the whole day, what does this all mean for the season ahead? From these unexpected thrills to dominant performances, these games aren't just like one-off events, are they?
No, not at all. If we connect this to the bigger picture, these results will undoubtedly shape the narratives for the coming weeks. You've got teams gaining momentum, others seeking redemption.
Individual performances getting dissected.
Exactly, for future success or areas needing improvement. And the tactical adjustments made by managers and coaches throughout these games. They'll also be scrutinized, offering insights into their strategic approaches, their ability to adapt to changing game situations. Ultimately, what's fascinating here is how yesterday's games just offered a microcosm of everything we love about Major League Baseball.
Right.
Each game told its own unique story. filled with individual heroics, team triumphs, and, yeah, the occasional heart-wrenching defeat. The ebbs and flows remind us that no lead is safe, no team is ever truly out of it.
And the smallest tactical shifts can often dictate the largest outcomes.
Precisely.
So for you, our curious learner listening in, what stands out most from this deep dive? Was it the sheer offensive power, maybe fueled by those specific plate approaches we talked about?
Or maybe the strategic brilliance of a pitcher's duel focused on pitch sequencing and framing.
Or the incredible resilience of a team fighting back through those tactical adjustments? As we look ahead, consider how these dynamic elements, the balance between offense and defense, the grit, the potential for an upset driven by specific exploits, continue to evolve the living, breathing narrative of baseball.
Yeah, think about this. How might a single tactical adjustment today, maybe a tiny tweak in a pitcher's grip, or a manager's unusual lineup choice, how could that completely change the course of tomorrow's game?
It's endlessly fascinating. Thank you for joining us as we unpack these incredible stories from the diamond. We hope this deep dive has given you a fresh perspective and maybe a deeper appreciation for the nuanced strategies at play in every single MLB game.
Hope so.
Until next time, keep digging, keep learning.